Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear. We're going to look at a brand new loader today. We're the first ones to get our hands on the new HK Army TFX loader. TFX, the full experience, that's what they're calling this loader. It's going to give you everything you ever wanted out of a loading system. So I've got a couple colors out in front of me right here, plus I've got a black and gold one inside here. I wanted to show you the case that it comes in. We'll move these ones out of the way. Here's your loader right there. And then it comes with a foam bottomed case that you can drop this in. It is zippered so that you can zipper it up and protect the loader. It's a nice case, nice hard construction side. It's definitely going to protect your loader, so it's cool that it comes with that case. So we'll look at our loader here. First thing we're going to do is we'll compare it just in overall shape and size to the rotor. The rotor being, I would say, probably the most popular loader out there right now. But the TFX loader is definitely trying to dethrone that. If we look at it just from a sitting on the counter kind of position, it might be hard to see. The new HK loader is definitely shorter, or it's lower profile, it sits down. So it's definitely squatter than the rotor, doesn't sit up as high. It is, if we turn them on their sides, you can see here, it is a bit longer than the rotor, which really doesn't make a difference because your gun is that long anyway. So in order to get it to come down a little bit, I had to make it a little bit longer, which for me is just fine. You know, I'm more worried about it sticking up too high than sticking out too far. And then overall, the width of the loaders, they seem to be just about the same. Kind of where everything sits up, the lid sits a little further back, it seems a little bit lower, but that's overall just due to the shape of the loader itself. Let's kind of throw out some names here. So they've got this, the overall body shape, they're calling this their combat contour shell. I guess there are some plans in the future down the road to release some other size shells or some different shaped shells, but this particular one that you're going to see from the beginning is the combat contour shell. Backside here, we've got an on and off button, and then we have a jam clearing button. We'll show you how the on and off works when we get it open. Same kind of locking system as the rotor. It is not the same as the rotor locking system. It just kind of works the same way. Lid snaps up on the back here, pops right open, and then to get the shell to open up on the top, you would slide the lever up and then push on this tab and pull forward. So we'll do that and pop the shell over. Let me move some of these ones out of the way here. Oh, one thing I wanted to do before we do that is weigh them up so you can see the difference. Now this particular TFX right here, this it has the batteries in it. So this one has batteries. This rotor has no batteries in it. So just to give you a show on weight, a rotor with, make sure it's zeroed, a rotor with batteries, or with no batteries, I'm sorry, that comes up 1.3. So no batteries inside it. So as lightweight as this is going to get. And then the new HK TFX with batteries, and prove to you, I'll turn it on. See that it's running. So it has batteries. That comes up with what, 1.1? Can't see my scale from here. Yeah, 1.17. So with batteries in it, it's lighter than the rotor with no batteries in it. So it's going to be nice and lightweight, easy for you to run around with. Get that out of the way. Move that over here. Now we'll go ahead and open this up again. So the locking system, this lock that they use here, and the lock that we'll see at the nose, the front of the thing, they call it their hyper lock system. So we'll pop it open again. Take that out of there, and then you can see the inside right there. Cool thing about the lids is the top shell, the lid is a quick release system to it. So no longer do you have to unscrew something and slide a little rod out or do anything like that, monkey around with any springs. There's a little tab right here where we can push the tab down and actually slide the entire, if I can get my finger in there, piece out, just like that. So this piece just snaps in place. You can get a speed feed, snap it back in. If it starts to rain or something and you need to put your other lid back on, snap it out and put your old lid back in. Makes it really, really simple to switch out tops. I really like that feature. That's a pretty cool design, giving you the ability to just easily interchange lids back and forth like that. Very, very smart, very, very simple. So looking at the inside of the loader here, we've got this lift ramp right here. They're calling this their 0G lift. They're sticking with that 0G theme like their loader or their packs. So the 0G lift, when the balls come in, they're going to push this down, just creating more space so you can fit more paint in here. Average amount of capacity just from the beginning here, we're looking at about 200 balls. So that's going to push down right there. Paint can fill up there, fill up the rest of the loader. We'll turn it on so you can see it spinning. See it slipping right there. And then stopping in there like that. Now the way that stops inside there is a little different, so we'll show you how that works. We'll show you how to adjust the tension setting. We'll pull the whole thing apart right here. So to get the tray out, to get to the inside, you use the little black tab you see at the front. We're going to push this tab forward, and then we're going to lift the tray up and out. You can see the bottom of the tray really doesn't have anything there, just the two buttons on the back. And now here's the meat of the loader right here. The tray you can see working if I push it like that. Just works on a spring system to help push that paint up and out, making sure that you're always getting constant feeding into the feeding system right here. We'll look at the back side. 2 AA batteries. So this is going to run on 2 AA's. The rotor runs on 3 AA's. Average shot capacity or shot life for batteries, they say you're going to get about 30,000 balls per 2 AA batteries. And that might not seem like an awful lot, but you're only running 2 batteries, which is pretty awesome. The average rate of fire, they're saying 20 to 22 balls per second. But if you're using this for any kind of tournament, league, or anything like that, you're never shooting that fast anyway. You're shooting at the max 13.3 now. So that it feeds 22 to 24, 20 to 22 really doesn't matter because you're never going to be shooting it that fast in a tournament play. In other settings you might, and so you might be able to max the loader out, but I don't think that really matters in today's paintball. These are our 2 buttons on the back right here. So you can see spinning again. We'll flip it over. On the underside you can see right here, this little kind of triangle piece right here, this is your tension setting. As I've got it set right now, this is the lightest tension. So you'll be using this for the most brittle paint that you're going to shoot. So it's the easiest on paint that's possible, but it's super easy to adjust. All I need to do is just turn this and snap it up to the next section. Now we're at the next tension setting, and then I can snap it up even higher, and this will be the heaviest tension setting. And you can see that it actually spins a little bit slower on that tension setting, and it really is trying to push on my finger to get that paint to load inside there. So this would be the best setting for like a reball setting, or if you're using extremely durable rec ball paint or something like that. Otherwise, I would definitely run it on the lower setting. You can see how easy it slips off my finger right there. It's going to be as gentle on the paint as possible. To pull the cone out, if we want to clean it, just to do basic maintenance, the easiest way, you could pull up on this by hand and try to lift this middle center rod out, or not out, but up. I find it easier actually to push on the bottom and push it up, and then you actually rotate a quarter turn, and that unlocks the cone, and you can just pull it out and do all the cleaning you need to inside there. Obviously, if you needed to disassemble it further, you need to pull everything off the bottom here. But just to do your basic maintenance, clean any kind of broken paint out, it's that easy. Just pop that piece out, drop it back down in there, rotate back. Let's go back to there, and now we're locked in. So it's just a quarter turn on that once you've pushed it up and moved it out of the way. Now the way the sensor works inside here, so that it knows to stop feeding paint or when it's encountering any kind of jam or resistance or anything, there's a little armature right here that you can see. I can move it back and forth. Basically, as the paint comes down the feed stack, which is right here, when it stacks up and you have a full ball stack right there, it's going to push, the stack of balls is going to push on the side of this armature, and the armature connects over here to a micro switch. It's a very, very soft switch, so it's very easy to set it off. So as soon as your loader feels any kind of resistance or tension in the ball stack, it's going to push that armature over and it's going to cut the loader off. So I can start it, and you can see it's that easy. It's a very simple design. It's on a spring return, so that spring is just going to always pull it back, so it's always closed, always running the loader until that stack comes up, pushes the arm over, and cuts the power off to the motor. So it's a pretty smart design as far as how the armature works right here, creating an instantaneous reading of the tension in the ball stack, making it super simple to cut power and always get instant feeding when, as soon as that armature pops back over, the loader starts feeding again. So pretty cool is how that works. Let's throw it back together and we'll run some paint through it real quick. And let's see here. I've got it on the lightest setting, which I want. We're going to run some HK paint through it. We know that's good paint. So we'll be able to pop that back together, snap that in, and close that up. And we'll run some paint through it. All right, so we're going to run some paint through there. Let me pop this open. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to reach down and grab a tray of paint that I have on the ground over here. There we go. So we're just going to catch the paint in it. I've got 2 pods right here. So 200 standard 140 round pods. I'm going to go ahead and pop the first one open. Got 2 stragglers that pop through. So you can see with that 140, there's plenty of space still in there. So I could easily fit another 60 balls or so inside there. And I counted them, put them in by hand. I got to 200 and I probably could have fit another 10 to 15 inside of there as well. So I would call it a 200 round loader, but we'll run some paint, this paint through there, and we'll dump this other paint in there as it's going. I'm going to leave the lid open so you guys can kind of see inside there and see it feeding from both sides. One left in there. So that was, I kind of had it tilted so that you guys can see it, so some of the paint was still down in the front. If I was to load this up again, put some paint in here, and kind of just do the whole thing over again, but without having it on any kind of angle. Let's get that paint back in there. We'll feed it all the way up in there. I'm going to shake it a little bit too. So that's pretty full right there, and you can see out of 2 pods, that's all I have left from the 2 pods that we first put in there. So definitely holds a good amount of paint, and then I'll run it again and try to keep it a little bit more level this time. All right. Anybody else in there? It fit all the way out that time with no worries. So definitely a loader that I think you want to be interested in checking out. This is the new HK TFX loader. The full experience is what they're calling it. So definitely check the website for color availability and pick up one of these loaders because they're pretty sweet. So the new TFX loader from HK Army, it's available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.